This is Mike Wilson, aka Mexican Ironman, a proud member of Latino Slant.
Hi there, this is Reina Creole.
Hello, everybody.
Well, I'd like to thank Paulie from Latino Slant for inviting me to do a guest review of this album that's come out by the Consequentialists. And a great title for an album, and it made me do a little research. I mean, I actually listened to the music for a day or two, and then I thought, what the heck is this word mean? Consequentialism is based on two principles. Here's a little research for you. It'll help you better appreciate the album. Number one is it deals with whether an act is right or wrong depends only on the results of that act. And number two, the more good consequences that an act produces, the better or more right that act is. Because I think it's a great title for the band. I think it's a great title for the album, and it really makes you think. The first track that I'm going to throw at you, and I'm going to give you a quick little snippet of it, is called Puzzle.
So this album or compilation has 5 different songs in it. So the first one is one called Puzzle.
There are 4 original tracks on the album, and they're fantastic. Puzzle is probably my favorite one.
Basically, the song comes right out at you and says, hey, you know, basically put together that puzzle, put together the pieces of your life. You know, make some observations about the kings and queens and, you know, in our world. And hey, listen, you know, the past is behind us, and, you know, you basically just got to, focus on where you're at and take it to wherever you're going to go.
Now, this one grabbed me immediately because the musical style is very catchy and reminds me of a group called the Propeller Heads that did a collaboration with Dame Shirley Bassey. So I thought that was very, very pop, very catchy, very 60s, it seemed to me, and loved it immediately. So that's my favorite of the whole album.
It's funky. It's got a really fun energy to it.
Put together that puzzle, all that wide. Make it fit, make it tie.
Can't Change the Past is another track on the album. I'm not going to spoil the lyrics for you because I want you guys to really jump into it and enjoy it for yourself.
The second one was Can't Change the Past, and I really wasn't digging this when I first heard it.
Good. Can't Change the Past is it's slower, more melancholy, really pretty.
There's a lot of pieces like that in our lives, right? Losing weight never happens. You know, getting shaved never happens. You know, save for retirement doesn't happen. But hey, it's a great jam, and it's going to be totally different than some of the other tracks. But the lyrics are fantastic. I encourage you to enjoy it.
So I had to listen to the song again, listen for that chorus, and then my ear finally tuned into a bass line that was very, very P-funk, Bootsy Collins type of bass line, you know, like Bootsy Collins from Parliament. So I could dig.
Well, there is one cover song on this album, and guess what? It's oldie but goodie, Landslide, released by Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac, I believe back in 1974, I think, or 1972, something like that. And, you know, it's an interesting cover song because there's a few other groups that have done it over the years. I think the Smashing Pumpkins did a version. I think it was back in the 90s. I remember the Dixie Chicks did a version, too, that did really well.
Landslide was definitely not my favorite, and that particular musical style, which I think is ska, isn't something that I like. So I didn't enjoy this one as much as the others, and that was definitely my least favorite. It's not bad music at all. It's just not my preferred preference.
Their selection to do this as a cover song fits right within the philosophy of their other songs. And again, be self-reflective and move on with your life, all right?
But the energy behind the whole album is pretty consistent.
All right, the next track we're going to listen to, it's definitely my second favorite, might even be tied for my first, Ran Your Mouth.
Ran Your Mouth, that was a fun track to listen to, because basically I love songs that call out fake people.
It's the most Amazing song because the lyrics basically fly in the face of everything that's going on in the world today. In a world where things like Twitter and we can social media has us being very aggressive online instead of good neighborly like in the good old days. This song talks about hey, you can go out there, shout whatever you want, do whatever you want, but you're really nothing, and you're gonna go back to that little cell phone that you talk to and that's you plug into, and hey, people might find you, and depending on what you say, it makes you think. Consequentialism, right?
And how fake people that suffer from diarrhea of the mouth are likely to end up. So it's very upbeat, nice guitar riffs, and the kind of rock style that I prefer to listen to on those rare occasions that I do like to listen to rock music.
There's one more track on the album called "The Life Forsaken." I'm not going to review that one tonight. I'm going to leave one of the 5 tracks on the board for you guys to go and enjoy and check out yourself. It's also a great song.
The third one that I listened to was "A Life Forsaken," and this one reminds me of chill music that I like to put on. Chill music for me is white noise. I like to listen to music where subconsciously I'm listening to kind of put me in the mode to focus. And "A Life Forsaken" is definitely one of those types of songs. It's definitely my second favorite of the album. Love it.
I had fun with it. It made me feel good.
I got to tell you, I've been listening to this music now, at least, I don't know, I've heard these songs at least maybe a half dozen times each. And none of them get old. You can be in the car, you can be at home, you can be doing some work on the computer and whatnot, and they're all enjoyable.
And these days I feel like all the good music is coming from independent creators.
So overall, I would say that this is a nice compilation of songs for those who are fans of rock style music, with enough diversity for those who are musically adventurous and looking for something to entertain them.
And the great thing about this album is that there's a huge amount of musical diversity. The lyrics are great. They're deep. They're reflective. The instrumentation, the sound mixing is outstanding quality. The vocals, unbelievable. Amazing vocals.
Because original creators are creating fantastic content like this.
If I had to choose 3 tracks out of this whole album, definitely Puzzle, definitely A Life Forsaken, and Can't Change the Past.
I think you guys are going to love this album. I love this album. I think it's great. And I've been listening to it for 2 days. And I'm going to tell you, the more I listen to the tracks, the more I discover in each song. So I hope you guys discover what I did.
This compilation is definitely worth a listen to over on Spotify. So go check it out for yourself.
And I highly recommend everyone check it out.
What do I rate it out of 5 stars? Well, I'm going to say for the 5 tracks I got, 5 out of 5. But I'm going to give it overall 4.5 out of 5 because I wanted more tracks. Hopefully there's 2 or 3 or 4 more tracks that they can offer because I left the album thirsty. I was hoping there were 2, 3, or 4 more. So 4.5 out of 5 for content because there's only 5 tracks, but 5 out of 5 on the tracks that they are.
For those of you who are musically adventurous,
All right, listen.
don't pass it up. Don't pass it up. Take a listen to it. You never know. You might find a song in there that you may actually like that you never thought that you would like.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that Polly asked me to review this album. So the album by the name of the band, Consequentialists, and hope you guys enjoy it. This is Mike the Wilson, aka Mexican Ironman, a proud member of Latino Slant.
Okay, well, I'm the Reina Creole, and that is my review. And thank you so much, Polly, for allowing me to chime in.
Telling you all to enjoy the music. We've only got one life, and in a world where we got these quarantines going on and all this, feel the music, feel the vibe. And this is great music that'll improve your life as well. Good night.